The last thing I remember from that night was the sound of the door slamming. His voice echoed down the hall. Cold, sharp, final. "You're worthless to us." Not just him. His parents joined in, their faces twisted with disappointment as though I'd committed some unforgivable crime. The crime? Not producing fast enough, not smiling enough, not bowing to their rules. I stood in their living room with divorce papers in one hand, a battered suitcase in the other. I wanted to scream, to beg, to remind them of who I was. But I didn't. I stayed silent, because silence cuts deeper than words. That was 4 years ago. Tonight, I stepped off a private jet. My heels clicked against the tarmac like a countdown. A diamond ring glistened on my finger, new, heavy, and real. My business, my empire, thrived in the headlines they read every morning. And waiting at the bottom of the stairs, the same family who threw me away stood frozen, their pride shattered in silence. But to understand this moment, you need to know how the fire started. The beginning. When I first met Daniel, he wasn't cruel. He was charming, calculated in the way successful men are. He knew how to look at a woman as if she were the only one in the room, and I was naive enough to believe it. His family welcomed me at first, smiles, dinners, promises of belonging. I believed I had found my place. But love, I learned, can be weaponized. The betrayal. The shift was slow, almost imperceptible. A colder tone at breakfast, a sigh when I laughed too loud. His mother's sharp looks when I didn't follow her advice. His father's patronizing chuckle when I spoke about my own career ambitions. Then came the whispers behind doors. Calls that stopped when I entered the room. Money I couldn't access, accounts I wasn't allowed to touch. And finally, the words that sliced the last thread of my illusions. "You're nothing without us. You'll never survive on your own." That night, they shoved papers into my hand, as if my worth could be erased with ink. I walked away with nothing but that suitcase. But what they didn't realize, what they couldn't imagine, was that they had just given me freedom. The shift. I didn't break, I studied. While they laughed at my absence, I was building. Piece by piece, brick by brick, I designed a future with surgical precision. I took the skills they mocked me for, organization, strategy, persistence, and sharpened them into weapons. I started small, freelancing, consulting, late nights in cramped apartments. Every cent I earned, I reinvested. Every failure, I dissected until it became fuel. And then, my break. A contract no one believed I could win. I signed it, delivered results, and one client turned into 10. 10 became 100. By the time the world started whispering my name, I had already decided success wasn't enough. They needed to see it. The plan. I didn't seek them out immediately. Patience is the art of revenge. Instead, I let my name circle their world like smoke. Articles, interviews, whispered mentions in the circles they worshipped. I made sure my face appeared on the covers they displayed on their glass tables. I knew it gnawed at them. Then came the invitation. My company was expanding. The launch gala needed investors, collaborators, a stage big enough to draw them in. I sent the invites, embossed with gold. I knew their greed wouldn't let them resist. The confrontation. And now, here we are. I stepped off the jet with my new husband at my side. Not Daniel, a man who sees me, not owns me. The diamond on my hand isn't just love, it's proof that I choose who I belong to. Their eyes followed every step I took. Daniel's face drained of color, his parents stiff as statues. The same lips that once spat venom now pressed tight in shame. "Hello," I said softly. No anger, no screaming, just calm control. The kind they could never master. They wanted to speak, to apologize, to rewrite history. But I cut them off with one sentence, delivered like a blade. I survived without you, and I thrived because of it. Inside the gala, cameras flashed. Investors circled me, not them. Reporters asked for my story, not theirs. Every word I spoke, every smile I gave, buried them deeper in the shadow they created for me. I didn't need to humiliate them outright. The world was doing it for me. Their empire of pride collapsed, not with fire, but with silence. Later, as they tried to linger near me, I turned away. My husband took my hand, and together we walked past them without a backward glance. That was the moment I knew. Revenge wasn't in destroying them. It was in showing them they had no power left over me. Reflection. They threw me out as if I were disposable. But they forgot. Diamonds are made under pressure. So I let them shine. Not for their approval, not for their forgiveness, for the silence that followed. For the way their eyes widened, their voices caught in their gargle.